and he never seemed to let us forget it. Sandy?
I saw Sonny Liston a few days ago, Cactus. Ain't he ugly? He's too ugly to be the world champ. The world champ should be pretty like me.
He's still pretty. The greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. How you doing?
Pretty good.
That's good. You know what? They told me you have a new cologne. And they put it out here. I thought you were coming to promote the cookie. You told me you had a cookie last time I talked to you. You said you had Muhammad Ali's cookie. What happened to that?
You trying to be funny?
But you did. Did you tell me you had a cookie?
Yeah, the cookie's done pretty good. Slow.
Okay. But this is the new Muhammad Ali cologne?
Try it.
Try it. Do you wear this? I'm just asking.
How can you ask such a dumb question?
That's good. Smell better than Sonny Liston. Can I have this one?
That cost you $12.
Oh, okay, I got my money in the dressing room.
I'll be honest.
This is great. This is great. When you would come on television as a kid and say that you were the greatest, did you realize that one day you'd be recognized as the greatest? Did you realize the impact you would have on society?
I didn't really believe it. I had a good idea that I would.
Mm-hmm.
I did my best to achieve it.
Yeah, I mean, you were an influence on not only athletes, but you were an influence on everybody, on me, even. When I do, you.
Is that why you talk so much?
Well, kind of. When I do interviews, I say, I'm the greatest talk show host of all time. I'm pretty as Sajak. Look at me. Sajak ain't with me. Look at me. I'm greatest. I'm the greatest. The greatest of all time. Yeah. They cannot talk me. They cannot talk me. I'm the greatest. You influenced everybody. Who was your influence?
A boxer named Sugar Ray Robinson.
Really? Yeah. Yeah.
And Joe Louis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Brown Bomber. Yes. They say that some fighters are born and some fighters are created. Which were you?
Hatched.
Really? Hatched. That's kind of born, I guess.
I would say created. I wasn't born boxing.
Oh, really?
At one time, I didn't know how to box, so I learned.
Now, why did you decide to take up boxing?
Money.
Really?
Well, I started boxing at 12 years old, and I had natural ability. So one step led to another one. The Golden Glove Championship, the Olympics, then pro.
Yeah. What's the hardest you've ever been hit? Who threw the punch?
Boxing?
Yeah, boxing.
A guy named Ernie Schaefer.
Yeah.
They recognize him.
Yeah, he hits hard.
Hit me so hard, I dropped my kinfolks in Africa.
That's amazing. You often fought guys, and I'll be honest with you, like, say, for instance, George Foreman. I didn't think you were going to be able to beat George Foreman.
Me either.
Oh, really?
I was nervous.
Really? What other fights made you nervous?
Sonny Liston.
Mm-hmm.
Smoking Joe Frazier.
Really?
And my first wife. What was your toughest fight?
Oh, man. Barry Dillard, The Late Show Fox. Yeah. Oh, man. Who do you like today in the fighting game?
Tyson.
Really?
Tyson is so rugged, so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting. Everybody fighting, knock him out.
Yeah. Yeah, you used to name your opponents that you fight and knock out. Where did you come up with the names?
When I first fought my Sonny Liston, one day I just said, "You big ugly bear."
Mm-hmm.
They start promoting it. Oh, he fights the bear.
Yeah.
So as I would go along, I named different fighters.
Yeah.
I don't want to call no names now. If I fought you, I'd name you the Squirrel. Some people look like certain animals.
Yeah.
That's not that happy. You resemble a squirrel.
Well, you know, when the greatest of all time says you a squirrel, you a squirrel. I'm going to take a commercial and try to get a nut. We'll be right back. If you could do anything else other than boxing, what would it have been?
I started boxing at 12. I never thought about nothing else.
Never wanted to be like a doctor or a singer or anything like that? I mean, what you did was fine.
Thought about being the first black man on the moon.
Really? Yeah. Well, see, actually, that's a good goal because you can still do that. Maybe. You look like you're having second thoughts about it.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, I was talking to Stallone earlier this week, and between commercials, we had a discussion. He actually watched Chuck Wepner and yourself fighting and decided to create the whole Rocky story. He had this underdog white boxer trying to overcome. He had this flamboyant champion who talked a lot, who was a big showman, and he actually went from there and created the whole Rocky thing.
For me?
Yeah.
They own me.
Yeah, there might be a residual there somewhere, man.
Give me a lawyer.
Yeah. But you never knew that? I think you were his inspiration. You've been the inspiration of a lot of people. I brought some other people, some other interviewers who are going to help me out because you're an inspiration to them, too. Fellas, come here for a minute.
This is so fine. I was a dancing master.
Yeah, you were a dancer. You moved.
I wasn't that powerful. I was so fast.
Uh-huh.
If he hit me, it's best if you catch me.
Yeah. What would you say, Mike?
I by no means, I'm vain. I know I'm great, but can I tell you something?
Uh-huh.
In this situation, every head must bow, every tongue must confess. This is the greatest moment.
Yeah. We can be modest, humble, and nice. This man's great. And I don't know what would happen if he hit me.
You know, I don't believe that, because the champ is very modest, you know what I mean? 'Cause I've seen him in the ring with killers. I've seen him in there with killers, like Foreman, Shavers, guys that hit much harder than I.
Yeah.
And, you know, he takes these guys' greatest punches, and that's what made him such a champion. I mean, even though I heard him say he didn't believe, he must have believed, because that's why, from watching Ali, gave me the great deal of confidence and deep down in the belief, to believe there's no man in this planet that could beat me. From listening to him all those years since I was a little boy.
Yeah.
And he used to make every prediction comes true, and he used to take his character and use it to reflect against his opponents, and he made them believe that he was invincible. And so, and that's my great inspiration.
Yeah.
It's real nice for him to pay a good compliment. But the man is great.
You think he could hit harder than Ernie Shavers?
What do I think? Are you colored?
Sugar has told me many times that you had a great influence on him.
This is my father. My father looking for you.
Daddy. You got a rich son.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial. We'll come back with these champions. You've talked extensively about how this man influenced you as a boxer. Why don't you talk to them about it?
Well, it's no big secret that I emulate Muhammad and Sugar Ray Robinson because they transcended the sport of boxing. They brought entertainment to a sport that was highly criticized because of the nature of the sport. And I'd like to take this time to thank Ali because he made it possible for me and Mike to be in this position.
I don't want your hand, I want your wallet.
We want money from you and Stallone. If you had to name him, say for instance he were an opponent.
Come on, man.
What would his name be?
The rabbit.
The Rabbit. He'd be Rabbit 2.
Don't say that. It's TV. It's television. It's still television.
Yeah, rabbits are cute.
They multiply too.
That's an interesting retort. You are a student of boxing. You study all these films. You got this stuff that you bore your friends with and make them watch and everything. Out of all your stuff you look at with Muhammad Ali fighting, what's your favorite?
Muhammad Ali and Cleveland Williams.
Really? That was a beautiful fight, man. That was artistic.
It's Ali at his
About
best.
12 years old.
Excuse me? I wasn't even born. It was 66, wasn't it? Was it 66? It was 66 in Houston Superdome.
Yeah.
I was 10.
I wasn't born yet, I don't believe. You know, I'll tell You know, a long time ago, it was in Bronx, and I was in a detention home for bad kids, right? And Muhammad came and he visited us. And this was at the time the movie The Greatest was out. So all the kids sat down and we watched the movie The Greatest. And then Ali came in. And this is a funny story. Once I saw him and I saw his impact and what kind of aura he came once he entered the room, by no means, from watching him fight, I knew I could never copy or emulate his style because he was so far advanced as far as technology and everything. You know, he was the future as far as boxing was concerned. I said, I'm going to be like him. And I meant as far as being famous, having money, and just be me, the way I am now. You know what I mean? I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be just like this guy as far as success is concerned. I tell him this all the time. I must have been 10 years old then. And he said, God, get out of here. He never wants to hear it or anything. But if I never met him that time, I would never been the person I am now.
Now, did you actually get to talk to him?
Oh, yeah, I talk to him all the time. He never wants to hear it. He's like, get out of here, get out of here.
Yeah. No, I mean, back then at the detention
I could never get close to him because I was like the bad guy, all the troublemaker.
He had a brown pants, yellow shirt?
Everybody had a brown pen and a yellow shirt.
You remember? Oh, everybody had that. Oh, okay. That was the uniform.
No doubt.
Now, what was it about that Cleveland Williams fight that you liked?
Because you watch them, you know what I mean, that was him at marvelous physical shape. When you watch him in the later years, you know what I mean, his personality reflecting, you know what I mean, his characteristics, you know what I mean, and his character overwhelming everyone, you know what I mean, because of deep down belief. And totally manipulating the human mind at that time, and when fighters at particular times before him was just authentically tough. You hit me, and who's going to land the first blow and who's going to take it. It's like I was saying, this authentic tough man, he's coming in, and he was just so marvelous, and he just outthinked them, and he would make them believe they were tired. He would talk to them.
A scientific approach.
It was just totally unbelievable.
That's what I told him to say.
And I know at this time it's very hard to believe because sometimes, you know, I guess, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm shocked to be here with the Sugar Man and the Greatest, you know what I mean?
He mentioned talking to your opponent. Did you talk to a lot of your opponents? Now, you told me this wasn't true, but Frazier claims in this videotape that they've read that you told him that you were God or something like that. That's not true, though, right? What would you say to a Joe Frazier when you were in the ring?
You're in trouble, sucker. I'm not talking bad about Joe. This is anybody.
Yeah, but you would talk to your opponents.
I got that from a rascal named Gorgeous George.
Gorgeous George, yeah. Yeah, Gorgeous George talked a lot of stuff.
Never won, though. He didn't win as many bouts as Ali did.
Yeah. In fact, I learned to talk trash by watching all this. Really? You talk to your opponents, Ray? Yeah, in a very subconscious manner. Now, what do you mean by that? No, I just reverse psychology. And it didn't work with Tommy Hearns.
I can't imagine Ray talking trash. By any means, would you care for a few more of these uppercuts?
Do you talk to people, Mike? You talk to people? Mike doesn't have to talk to nobody. You've never talked to an opponent in the ring? You have?
Yeah, Tyrell Big.
Really? What did you say to Tyrell?
In one incident, he said, wow, you're throwing elbows too? I said, you're going to die. Your elbows, you're going to die.
You know what? It's probably our pleasure to have this moment just to tell you how bad you are, man, and just sit down and kick it with you. You are truly the greatest of all times. Muhammad Ali.